Let's bring in now another smart voice on this. That is Tom Lee, of course, head of Fundstrat Research, got a brand new ETF, Granny Shots ETF, which is the fastest ever in less than a year to get to, I think, how many in assets? 2 billion, Tom?
2 billion, yes.
So you're like the Figma of ETFs.
Well, if Granny opens up 130 points, yes, that would be correct. Brian.
I mean, okay, but you to get the broader point I'm making,
yes, I do.
You take a lot of, I will say, it's a family network, doo-doo for being bullish all the time. But you've been right. Like when you've been bullish and held strong and held fast, when others were cutting their S&P forecasts, people gave you grief, you've been right. Do you worry? Is there any part of Tom Lee that worries at all, not the drummer, that worries at all that things are getting a little frothy?
Brian, we've seen markets get frothy and correct. I've been covering markets for 35 years. So, I went through 99. We went through 2019 and 2022 and the 2021 top that was painful into 2022. And I'd say that signs of a top are really reckless use of borrowing at a time when cycle indicators are at a top. One thing to be mindful of in 2025 is that the ISM manufacturing hasn't stayed above 50 for 29 months. That's the longest stretch in history. So we know businesses have been ultra cautious. Despite what people say is froth, I mean, maybe the Robinhood community is quite enthusiastic, but in a general sense, because Fundstrat has 10,000 RIA clients and over 400 hedge funds, our community of clients is not that enthusiastic. I think it really does sync up with the $7 trillion of cash that you see. People are cautious, and when people are cautious at the top, as you know, that's not bell ringing. That's generally more mid-cycle.
Yeah. I'm going to give another stat here from, I don't want to steal people's stats without giving them credit. My friend and colleague Max Myers says that Meta and Microsoft now have the combined market cap of the entire Tokyo Stock Exchange. Every company in Japan, the world's fourth or fifth biggest economy, every company combined is now the same size as just two American companies. Does that kind of stuff worry you, Tom? Or are we that much better? Is our system better? Are companies better? We deserve that.
Well, I like Max's stats, but one thing Max should keep in mind is that if you look at earnings growth since 2019 to now, the U.S. has left every other country in the dust. India is the second closest, but almost 20 percentage points behind. Of the top 25 most profitable companies in the world today, 21 are U.S. companies. So there's a reason Microsoft and Meta dwarf other countries. They're leaders in innovation. And if we look at what really is the juggernaut of the U.S. economy, it's technology and spearheaded by AI and now digital assets. But it's also financial innovation, and that's Jamie at the helm there. The leadership of these two sort of things driving the U.S. economy are kind of unassailable. So in my opinion, I think it's justified that these are the largest companies in the world.
Jamie Dimon weighed in earlier, and now joining the conversation is Tom Lee, head of Fundstrat Research. His new ETF, the Granny Shots ETF, has hit $2 billion in assets in under a year, making it the fastest to reach that milestone. Some might joke it's the Figma of ETFs, and while that's tongue-in-cheek, the point stands. It's been a breakout success. Tom, you've often faced criticism for being persistently bullish, especially when others cut their S&P forecasts, but you've held your ground, and you've been right. Still, do you have any concerns that markets might be getting overheated? Tom responds, markets have gotten frothy before and corrected. I've seen it in my 35 years of covering them. We saw this in 1999, in 2019, and again during the 2021 peak before the 2022 downturn. But key signals of a market top include excessive borrowing and overheating indicators, neither of which are flashing red right now. One thing to note is that the ISM Manufacturing Index hasn't stayed above 50 for 29 consecutive months, the longest such stretch in history. That means businesses have been very cautious. So while there's some retail excitement, like with Robinhood traders, the broader investment community is still conservative. Fundstrat has 10,000 clients, including over 400 hedge funds, and we're not seeing widespread euphoria. In fact, the $7 trillion sitting in cash suggests caution, not exuberance. That's more characteristic of a mid-cycle environment, not a market top. Here's another stat. Meta and Microsoft now have a combined market cap equal to the entire Tokyo Stock Exchange, all companies in Japan. Combined. Does that concern you? Tom responds, "It's a striking stat, but here's the context. Since 2019, U.S. earnings growth has outpaced every other country by a wide margin. India is the next closest, and it's still nearly 20 percentage points behind. Of the 25 most profitable companies in the world today, 21 are American.